We're looking at food that's been genetically modified. It's a technique called genetically modified organisms, or GMO. The number one GMO crop is soy, and that altered crop is now growing in at least 9 countries, including the United States, Brazil, Argentina, and China. CCTV's Joel Richards is in Argentina, where the effort to revert back to conventional soy is ongoing, along with a push away from pesticides.
On national radio, a woman tells of how she was threatened in the street and beaten. Maria and Angelica listen to Sofia, who's now afraid to leave her house. These are the mothers of Ituzaingó, activists formed in a town outside Córdoba in the very heart of Argentina. They've spoken out about what they say is an indiscriminate use of pesticides, and now they believe they've been targeted for it. Maria explains how Ituzaingó was once surrounded by fields of genetically modified soy. Residents noticed an increase in health problems.
It's now 13 years that we have been working on this, trying to get the municipal authorities, the province, and the state to give us an answer. We still have the same illnesses with cancer, children being born with deformities.
Soy no longer surrounds Ituzaingó. The land has been sold off, and now 80 families live here. Maria is worried the land is seriously contaminated. Angelica lives opposite Maria. Her 14-year-old son is undergoing treatment for a heart condition.
They did the studies on my son and found out that he is okay. But he has a Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome. Blood runs more to one side of his heart than the other. We have done studies, and next year he has to have more. It's 2 years that we've been going to the hospital.
Argentina is the world's 3rd largest exporter of soybeans. The race to join in on the lucrative industry has seen producers push their fields ever closer to urban areas. Leading the campaign against the use of pesticides near residential areas is the group called Doctors of Fumigated Towns. One of its founders, pediatrician Medardo Avila Vasquez, explains how local physicians have seen illness increase in recent years.
1 in 3 Argentines are dying of cancer in places where there is fumigation with soy. In the rest of the country, even in more polluted cities, it is 1 in 5.
Right next to the national highway and just a few miles south of Córdoba, protesters have been camped here for months. So far, they've managed to block construction of a new Monsanto factory. With strong winds all year long, they say that it will pollute neighboring residential areas.
US-based agrochemical giant Monsanto is leading the GMO surge in Argentina, commercializing seeds and pesticides. The company says its new factory to develop corn in the town of Malvinas Argentinas will not pollute the local area. But its proximity to a local primary school, along with the experience of nearby towns such as Ituzaingó, has raised fears. Monsanto say genetically modified soy is a necessary and major boost to the economy.
Every year, by conventional breeding, you can get a gain over the last one of about 0.8%. In 1 year, thanks to the adoption of this biotech trade, we will leap forward about 10%. It's about 8 years compounding growth. So this is a major advancement.
It's these attractive returns that have seen Argentina allocate more and more land to soy production, and that has led to a greater use of pesticides.
In Argentina, in 20 years, the use of agrochemicals has gone up 800%. Per year, they use 8 liters of agrochemicals per person. In rural areas, it's 30 liters. It's extremely toxic.
Monsanto says its products must be used responsibly, but deny they require an increase in the use of chemicals.
We don't believe them. We don't want pollution and the loss of control over food production that it involves in Malvinas. That's why we're protesting. That's why we paint murals and organize marches.
Soy exports have been a major factor in Argentina's economic growth in recent years, but the overexploitation of land and use of chemicals may leave a far more damaging legacy in the country. Joel Richards, CCTV, Córdoba.